Happy Monday, mermaids, and welcome back to another episode of Mermaid Makeup Mondays. My name is Roya. I am the Caspian Mermaid online. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are coming back, welcome back to this week's episode. I appreciate all of you being here. So on this week's episode, you all voted over on my Instagram, and the Finbella tail won for this week. It is Rune. So I want to start including a little bit in these videos about each tail. So we're gonna go over the tail first, and then we will hop into the makeup. Before we get started on the tail, I do want to let you all know that coming up February the 6th and 7th, I will be at the Carolina Merfolk Fest, and I do have a makeup class. It is by ticket purchase, and you can find that in the link down below or by going to the website. My class is an add-on, so make sure you add that to the cart if you plan on attending the class. We'll have some goodie bags, and I can't wait to see you all in person and have this workshop with all of you at the Merfolk Fest, so make sure to check that out down in the comments below. Rune was the 4th revealed tail in the Finfolk Merbella collaboration in the summer line of 2025. My personal favorite from the line was Jaguar, but I do think that Rune is probably the fan favorite. You all let me know down in the comments below. I want to read the description as provided by Finfolk from their Instagram page and also on their Facebook. In the final moments of darkened twilight, a faint flickering appears deep in the jungle, and an unforeseen force beckons you deeper like an entranced moth to a candle flame. Crumbling runes draped in encroaching veins emerge from the purple shadows. Firelight illuminates a large stone pool at the base of the structure, encircling with strange runic symbols carved into the weathered stone. Figures draped in rich flowing gowns dance around the pool, their golden jewelry glinting with the sinuous movement of their arms. One by one, the dancers dive into the rippling golden waters, and the pool glows with the brilliant turquoise of bioluminescence. Regal robes are replaced by elegant fins, and opalescent scales flash in the place of curving human legs. With a final arc, they plunge into the watery gateway, leaving behind only the prickling sensation of magic afoot in this place between worlds. With a whisper of times and places long forgotten, Rune is here to align the mysticism within. Turquoise eye spots lay nestled in the circle of rich gold. Tones of brilliant purples are overlaid with bronze rippling patterns, reminiscent of the regalia of an ancient queen ready to transport you back to a time of magic and mystery. Rune features the elemental fluke, Merbella belly plate, and layered hip and pectoral fins. This tail, along with 3 other brand new Finbella designs, will be released on Saturday, July 19th. So Rune was released July 19th for the 2025 summer line of the Finbella collection. And again, I do think this one was probably the fan favorite, but I absolutely loved seeing the imagery for this one. It's my second favorite tail in the collection. This collection was modeled in Mexico in the cenotes, and this tail in particular was modeled by Mermaid Lily Rose over on Instagram if you want to go give her a follow. I love this tail so much. I can't wait to get into the video with you all and show you this makeup look. So as always, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, give me a comment down below, and subscribe. And so let's get into the makeup. We're gonna jump in with starting off by priming our skin. I have already prepped. All of the items that I used will be linked down in the bottom bar. We're going in with our tried and true on the NYX face glue. And I'd love to know if you guys have tried any of these products and how you're liking them. Next, we're gonna start in with our foundation. I am still using that L'Oreal True Match in the N2. It's this one here. So I just put that down on the back of my hand, a couple pumps there, and then using my beauty sponge to tap that all over. Got a little crazy and slung some in my hair, but you know how that goes. So I'm trying to decide. I grew up as like a little anime video game scene kid, basically, MySpace era, and I'm trying to decide if I prefer my hair parted down the middle or if I prefer my hair parted on the side. I have it kind of a little off-center part right now, but you all let me know. I feel like I have friends who are the same way, where it's just kind of hard to let go of that side part that we always had. If you know, you know. So I'd love to know what you all think down in the comments, because I do like both, but I just don't know which one I like better. This foundation, you really don't have to use a lot. I definitely got way too much, so I'm just trying to blend that in. When I have extra foundation, I usually try to tap it into my cheek area. I feel like that's where I always need a little bit of extra coverage. I would also love to know from this collection, because Rune came out in the summer Finbella release in 2025. It was Rune, Macaw, Azul, and Jaguar. Out of all of them, Jaguar is my absolute favorite. I am hoping and praying to be the forever home for the silicone tail, but I feel like Rune was the like fan favorite. You'll have to let me know down in the comments below which one was your favorite. Did you get one? I know a lot of my close friends, they really liked Macaw. I thought that tail was a pretty tail, but it's not my style personally. Actually didn't get that one, but I did just go out in the Springs with my Jaguar, and then I let my friends borrow my Rune. I'm gonna try to insert some photos here. But I definitely would like to know what your favorite was, if you liked any of them, if you had any that were like the tail that got away. Definitely let me know down in the comments. Now we've got our concealer on, and again, we are using that Neutrogena concealer. It is this one here. I'll have it linked down in the bottom bar. Mine is in the shade Ivory 01 is what I'm using on myself because I do like it to brighten up. Now we're gonna go in with our tried and true, the L'Oreal Infallible. This one is the pink one. I really like to use this one on my under eye area. I just use these little puffs, which again, I have these linked down below. You can also always check my Amazon storefront because I do have everything linked there, and I believe that's in my link tree. So if you're not clicking the links below, you can find that over on my Instagram page in the link section on my bio. Also, did you guys see this month's tail of the month is the Olympia? That has been a dream Finfolk tail of mine since before I started. I really wanted that tail, but it was out of production. I think it hasn't been in production since like 2020. So I was like, it's okay, you know, it'll come around eventually. And then it came around this month. I really wish Finfolk was doing a giveaway with that tail because I don't know that I'm going to be able to afford her. And just gonna break my heart, honestly. I love that tail so much. The fins on it are absolutely beautiful. Also, we are going in with the L'Oreal in the cream blush first, and this one is in the shade Glowy Worth It in medium. The Olympia, it is the colors that I would want in a silicone tail. If it was that color but kind of made almost opalescent, the Throne was this year, I would be perfect. So we will see what happens, and hopefully the stars will align and somehow I will end up with that tail because I love it so much. It is quite literally, if not literally, my favorite Finfolk tail. Now we're going in with the Milani cream blush that we use every week, and as you all know, this is in Spilling Tea, and I am just using Morphe brush to pack that on, the M243 brush, not to pack that into my cheeks. I went a little backwards today, I think, because I was yapping, and I did my blush before I did my cream bronzer, but that's okay. It still works out. Just adding this anywhere where we want to kind of chisel a little bit more, so you know that we go all along the jawline there. Monday, we will have the poll up on my Instagram for you all to vote on what tail you want to see next week. This one, I basically let you all select, and then I take the 2 tails that have the most votes, and then we do like a face off with those 2, and then whichever out of those 2 get the most votes, that's the tail that actually ends up being the tail that we do that week. Just gonna do another round of my cream blush because I went in with my cream blush first instead of my cream bronzer, so I want to make sure that I don't lose that blush pigment. For those of you that have been interested too for Patty Mermaid courses, I will be hosting those now that I have my certification, so please DM me directly if you're interested in that. I am gonna throw in makeup since that is kind of what I do and one of my expertise. I will be throwing in makeup in addition to my Patty courses, so you kind of have that paired on top of that, so keep on the lookout for that. But if you are interested, please DM me and let me know, and then I'll add you to my list so that I can reach out to you once I have dates for when we're going to be doing Patty courses. As my little bonus to you all, you will be also getting some makeup classes, and I need to figure out, because I want my Patty courses to have just some extra fun things in them, so I'm kind of brainstorming that. I'm talking to some of my friends who are also instructors, just little add-ons that you can have. I do have a professional camera, so I will be bringing that to do any kind of like photos and ops along those lines, but everything is still kind of in the works, so keep posted on that if you are interested. And for the blush color, we were using the L'Oreal Infallible. This is in the shade Fearless Coral, and then still just using up my little Blah by Benefit bronzer, what we have left of that. Now we're gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible, and this one is in the transparent, and I'm just using my same little puff sponge to apply that. And this also just helps like set everything once it's all on there. I also was laughing because clearly last week I once again forgot to set my foundation. I hope you all know it goes without saying we always set our foundation if we're going underwater, and I do use the L'Oreal Infallible spray, but I don't know what it is about me filming these that at the end, for whatever reason, without fail, I always forget to set my makeup during the videos. But I do think that that right there is just your spelling and manifesting it, because I say I always forget, and guess what? I do always forget. So now we're going in with our Ofra Cosmetics highlighter, and as always, we're gonna top it off with the Fenty Beauty in How Many Carats, and I like to use my finger for this. Gives it so much more of a pop, and I do put a little bit on the tip of my nose. I'm actually really excited to do Rune. I don't know what it is in my brain. I always say Rune, but it's Rune, like an ancient rune, or rune stone. I don't know why I say rune. I have a lot of words like that, and I swear it comes from learning how to speak from a parent that English was not their first language. Like, I have quite literally no other explanation for it. So we're going in with our Anastasia brow pomade. For those of you that were here last week on last week's video, I did take the tail of my brow off. I don't know how I feel about it just yet, but I just shaved it, so I didn't like tweeze or wax the hair off, so it's kind of hidden a little bit under makeup, which is fine because I didn't want to permanently leave my brows like this if I didn't like it. So I just took one of the little like face razors and kind of shaved the end off, and well, here we are. So you guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comments, because it definitely shortened my brow by quite a bit. If you look at pictures, definitely took a lot of my brow off, and then it goes a little further out now that I have the tail gone. I can kind of extend it. So I don't know, I think I do like it. We'll see how I feel in like a month or so. We shall see. Brows are there. Another thing that I've been doing just to like accentuate the brows a little bit more is using this brow pen from iMethod. I have this, so that's another thing. I have products that I use that I've purchased from TikTok. If you go to TikTok at the Caspian Mermaid, you can look at my showcase and these products will be there. So I use this just to kind of flick up some natural hair-like strokes right in the front of my brow. I really like that for that purpose. Then we're going in with our MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, using that just to redefine the edge of the brow where we use the brow pomade, drag that out, and then all the way down. As always with this product, you don't need a whole lot of it. A little bit goes a really long way. I love this primer just because it does last for so long. Like, I've had this primer well over a year because you need such a small amount of it. And a little pro tip to keeping it like not drying out is making sure you keep it sealed. Have it upside down like this when you store it to where you can see the name on the bottom. I don't know what that does, but someone told me that back in my MAC glory days, and it has always worked. So any of my cream products that are in like little jars like that, I always do that with them, and it does seem to work. I don't know if it has something to do with like where the air goes when it's upside down like that or what. It seems to work. I've never had any issues, and I've also never had my products end up drying out on me. Okay, so now we have a neutral base. Our eyes are primed, and we're gonna go in with the eyeshadow. I'm gonna be using the ColourPop Pokemon collection. I love this palette. It makes me so happy when I get to use it. This has a really beautiful purples. It's got a nice gold in it and some blues, which is perfect because those are all the colors that are in Rune. So this is, I think, a perfect palette for that. But any palette that you want to use or any like individual shades that you have are going to work. We're gonna go in first with a blending shade, and I'm actually going to use a neutral shade for this to start off, and that is the color Fossil. So it's just a neutral kind of satin brown, and I just want to start with that to kind of give us a base. And going in with a fluffy brush, back and forth windshield wiper motions, and then we are doing little circles up, and our hand is further back on the brush in order to keep it nice, soft, and blended. So now that we have that base color down, I am going to go in this shade here. It's like a shimmery kind of champagne color. It's called Champion. I'm going to use that on a flat packing brush and put that right under my brow bone to use that as the highlight for this tail look. Oh, actually, I love that color. That is so pretty. Oh my god. Like, why have I not been using that more often? It is really pretty. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it is beautiful. Then as a secondary blending shade, I'm going to use, this one's called Pokemon Center. It's like a very light lilac color. So I'm going to use that just a little bit lower to bring that like lavender from Rune in. And you can see that's kind of like softly starting to build that color in our crease. Then we're gonna go in with this color called Lavender Town. We're gonna use that with a tapered blending brush to add a little bit more depth to the outer corner. So we are just tapping this down just to get the pigment there, and then we're gonna do little small circles inward into the actual crease socket to accentuate this color. So again, you always want to put the heaviest pigment down at the edge and then work the pigment in so you have that nice soft blend going inward on your eyes. And then I kind of like to pull this out just a little bit and blend that to where it kind of gives a little snatched effect. And then we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So tapping to get the pigment in, little circles, walking it closer. Kind of working it outwards, back and forth. Another video idea that I had, I don't know if you all would be interested, is taking a tail and doing a different, multiple looks for it, because that's the thing, there's so many different looks you could do with each and every tail. This is just, one idea that I have, but it's also hard for me to narrow these down because I have so many looks and so many ideas for the tails. So let me know what you all think down in the comments below. It could be one of those things where in the same video, we do the basis of it and then I show at the end alternative looks you could also do. So then we're gonna take this color called, I think I'm gonna do Drying Pan. It's this one. It's a really dark, rich purple. It is a shimmery one. I have not used this color before, so I'm gonna put it on this outside edge and work it inward just to give a little bit more depth to that purple. This is a really rich purple. Very, very pretty color though. Yeah, we're touching down at the outer edge and right in the crease, and then soft strokes moving the color forward. And do keep in mind my hand placement on all of this is at the back of the brush, so that keeps it soft as well. Now I want to go in with this color here. It's called Blasting Off, and I'm just picking up with that same brush and I'm patting it on the middle of my eye. This is going to give some light reflection because it does have that shimmer. Biodegradable, obviously, please, if you're going to be going in the water, but you could do this with a glittery shade or a sheen, something that's just got a reflex to it. This gives a little bit more dimension to the look. So there's our purple. For that beautiful gold, I think I'm gonna go back in with that Champion shade. There's another really pretty gold. This one's called the Elite 4, but I think I'm gonna try this Champion shade again and see how that looks. And then if we need to richen it up, then I can add the Elite 4 to it. And this is also my suggestion always when you are doing an eye look. Start with lighter shades first, and then you can always richen it up after that. Oh, this is such a pretty color. I love this color so much. That gives us a little bit of that gold hue that we see in Rune. And again, if you wanted to use concealer before doing this, this could be a really pretty cut crease moment as well. Totally up to you. Let your creative juices flow. I'm gonna add a little bit of that Elite 4 color and just see, oh yeah, okay, that is really nice with the layering. Yes. Now that that's layered, that looks really good actually. So we have a little burst of that gold that's there on the inner corner. I'm gonna go in with my Makeup Forever, my aqua pencil that I always use. We are just going to go ahead and line our tight line or our waterline. One of the tips on doing this is making sure that you look away from where the pencil is. That actually helps to not look in the direction. So I have my eyes looking over here if I'm lining this side, and if I'm lining this side, I have my eyes looking this way. That kind of helps with the intimidation of it. To help make our lower lash line waterproof, I'm gonna take a little bit of this on the outside corner, and I'm going to put a little bit down, and then I'm gonna take a pencil brush and work that in. Anytime you're using a waterproof product, make sure you do one eye, blend it, and then go to the next eye, because if I were to put it down on this eye and then move to the next eye, it will already have been set and I won't be able to move it. There is some blue on Rune. It's almost like a peacock, that eye looking area. I think that the Cerulean City will be a great color for that, and I might mix in a little bit of this SS Anne. We're just gonna start with the lighter shade first, which is the Cerulean City. Put that all along the lower lash line. If you had a blue eyeliner, I might be able to do it with shadow, but this would actually be really pretty just to drag that up, which you can definitely do with shadow. And then the outside corner, I am going to richen it up just a little bit with the SS Anne. To give a little ode to the blue of the eye that's in Rune, I'm going to take just a clean brush and wipe away the fallout that's down here. Use my puff from earlier and then just kind of tap. I actually really love the way this looks. I hope it's translating well on camera. The gold pops so pretty under my brow and on the inner corner. It's so pretty. I hope that it is translating well on the camera. One thing that I always do with my makeup, and I realized I completely forgot when I was doing the tutorial, is I contour my nose. This is my favorite contour powder. This is the Kevyn Aucoin, and this is in the shade medium. I have had this for well over a year, and I use a very small brush, and I completely forgot to tell you all about this. So those of you that are tuning in this week and watching this far in the video, you're gonna know about my little secret. And I just use that to basically resculpt my nose, and it gives us like an illusion of like a little turned up button nose, and I love this trick. It's crazy what this does. But there's times where I will forget to do it, and I can see like a noticeable difference because like I said last week, if you watched last week's video, I stream on Twitch, and so I can see myself while I'm streaming. The difference that it makes in my nose is crazy. So I love that. Again, if you want a DIY at-home snatched little cosmetic surgery, that powder is your best friend. And then I just kind of tap and blend it again with that Tough. And I do like to go in with a little bit of a highlighter right on the tip of my nose, just to accentuate it. Back to the regularly scheduled program. So as always, I am gonna add eyeliner to this. You could stop if you wanted to, but we're just using that Heroine Make in the waterproof. And I'm gonna take it, because we have this blue coming up from the bottom, I'm gonna take it from the corner of my eye where those two colors meet, and kind of use that in the end of my eyebrow as a guide to the direction I want to point the eyeliner. And then we're just gonna bring her back in and fill it in. And now what I wanna do, since we do have that really pretty blue, I'm going to take a little bit of that on a angled brush and just outline my eyeliner with it, because I think that's really cute. Take that clean brush and on the very edge of it, so there's not a lot of pressure, wipe away the extra powder. The mascara that I'm using for underwater currently is this Extensionist, and this is from L'Oreal. It's in the telescopic series, but this is the waterproof version. Because I'm not going in the water, I'm using my handy dandy MAC Extended Play, coating my lashes. Is my all-time favorite mascara. She is small, but she is mighty, kind of like me, because I'm short. If you didn't know, I am only 5'4", which I feel like my whole life that was considered short, but now I think it's considered average. I'm not sure. Somebody's gonna have to fact check me on that. I really do think once you get mascara on, it just changes everything. I think mascara just always pulls the look together, and then probably also adding lips, but we will get there. And if you've been around for a while, it is the Pray and Poke hour, and we are going in with our NYX in the Epic Wear Liner in the white. We are gonna start our Pray and Poke, where we tried to line these dots up. Put some there. And I also don't know what it is about the white eyeliner specifically in this line, but it quite literally the white does not ever budge. Like, it stays put. It is crazy. I think I like that. We can do some right at the tail of the brow. So beautiful. I love adding these little white dots. So cute. And then you can also, honestly, I think doing some like right in the front would be really pretty, especially because this tail's name is Rune. Adding some little dotties there. I accidentally kind of ran these other ones into each other. Okay, perfect. So now we have our dots. Last but not least, it's lip time. If you all don't already know, I love these lip stains. I have them. They're linked in my TikTok shop. There's always a deal on TikTok, so I would definitely go through my TikTok showcase and see if you can find these, because it's a better deal there. But I'll have them linked to Amazon down below as well. We are gonna start off with lip liner first. I'm gonna be using the color Heroine from MAC. It is a rich purple. Adding that all over as the liner, just so we have that rich purple base to start off with. I'm gonna use this more purpley shade, and I don't know why this never comes off that purple on camera, but it is pretty mauvey purple. This one is in the color In Charge. It's weird because it's like almost the same color as Heroine once you put it on, but it does not look like that. What's crazy is I'm supposed to go see the new Avatar movie after this at Disney Springs, and if I had done like reds, it would have made more sense, but this looks a little bit more like it would have been way of water, but here we are. Anywho, also, if you've seen the new Avatar movie, let me know how you liked it down in the comments. We just let this dry for a second, and then we're adding our gloss to the top. Ta-da! I feel like it's so late. It's literally not even 1:30 yet. It's 1:28, you guys. For those of you who were here last week, we were talking about the half lashes that I got. And I'll have them again linked below, but I was like debating on if I liked them, and I love them. They're so easy, so if you feel like you have an issue putting lashes on, highly recommend. And of course we use the Duo Active Glue in black as always to help keep the lashes on. I'd also love to know if you would like a tutorial, like kind of small cut ones. We have a short tutorial where we go over like lashes, or we have a short tutorial where we just go over eyeliner. It wouldn't be part of the Mermaid Makeup Monday series. That might be something that I do short form, but let me know what you think in the comments down below, because I do have a lot of tips and tricks for making all of this just a little bit easier. I love these half lashes. I think they are fantastic. They add just the like right amount of flare. They look great in photos. They elongate the eyes. So I definitely was a skeptic, and now I am a believer in the half lash, corner lash moment. I am truly obsessed with them. So pretty. For once, we did not forget. We remembered. Can I get an applause in the chat? We remembered. So I'm just gonna use this to set my face. And definitely give this some time to clear the area, because this setting spray is no joke, and when it gets in your eyes, it burns. All right, you know what time it is, so I'm gonna go grab the top, grab the crown, and then we will be right back. I feel like I should start showing you all the tops more often before I put them on. This is probably my favorite Merbella top. It is beautiful. The reflex on it is beautiful, like the color shift. I love this top so much. I think this one is gorgeous with Rune. We're gonna do this top and then this crown, because it does have some of the like teal greeny accents on it, like Rune does. I'm still getting used to putting this one on because it sits a little lower than my shark tooth crown, but I love this so much. I wish that they were still selling these. I'm very thankful to have gotten this one secondhand. As always though, if anybody has any Merbella tops, crowns, or accessories for sale, please hit your girl up, because I am on the hunt to collect them to go with all of the Finbella tails that I have. So then we're gonna pop this top on and be right back. The only thing with us doing the tops is you can't really see them because of my camera. Eventually I will get a better lens to where you guys can see further. Right now, this is what I have. This is what we work with. So here we are, and this is our final look. I hope you all enjoyed. Please don't forget to give this a thumbs up and comment and subscribe if you have not already, and let me know over on Instagram what you all want to see next by voting in the polls. Appreciate you all so much for being here. Thank you again for another great episode, and I will see you all next week. Bye. Y'all see Meekers? She'd been hanging out watching this the whole time. So cute.